it's Katie the Sleepy Teacher. Thanks for stopping by to check out another one of my videos. I really appreciate that you've stopped by today. So we're looking at my Erin Condren, and I've already done an Erin Condren like walkthrough and talked about how I would set it up, and but I thought it would be kind of fun from time to time to do like a weekly walkthrough. I'm too much of a perfectionist to do an actual plan with me, because if I made a mistake, I would probably go out of my mind, which I already did. I made a mistake. I wrote the wrong kid's name down in my planner, but I was able to kind of fudge it and kind of fix it, so I had to just move on. So rather than a plan with me video, I thought kind of weekly walkthroughs would be a lot more interesting. And I'm not going to do them every week, but I thought from time to time you might want to just see kind of how the Erin Condren Planner has been progressing. So let's dive in. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to show you is this page here. That one's blank, but this page has information on it. So let me move my hooter. Okay, so this one says September. Let me hold it up a little bit better so you can see it. And I have 2 kids written down, and that's because I have already sent recognition emails. I'm going to be focusing on recognition this month. I focused on it last year too, and I want parents to know that I am recognizing their child not just for one thing, but them as a whole child. And I really try to stay positive when I'm with the students and when I'm talking to their parents, as much as you possibly can as a teacher, really. And so now I've written their parents, and both of them were like so happy that I sent an email about their kids, but both their kids did something that was amazing. You know, I always suggest that kids will go home and, you know, talk to their parents about the math lesson they're learning, so that they not only are retaining the information, but that they then can, if they can teach it to their parents, then they are proficient in that skill. And so it's really, you know, a very easy thing for kids to do. And if they can't explain it, then I ask that their parents sit down and kind of help them and go through it. And, you know, many kids don't do that, but I recommend it every year. And I was so excited that he actually did that. So that was pretty neat. And then I had another student I wanted to recognize for writing. We had a paper that I wanted them to write. And, you know, there were questions he needed to answer. And not only did he write thoughtful answers, but he wrote them in complete sentences. So I emailed his mom just to tell her how pleased I was with him. And then what you'll notice is over on this page, I have 2 post-it notes. And that's because I teach 2 classes. Well, actually, there are 3 post-it notes, but 2 that matter for what I'm going to tell you about. This is just ideas I've used in the past that I like, that I'll use again. And you can see I only have 4. And so I teach 10 months, so I need to come up with 6 more. But anyway, what you'll see here is I have 2 post-it notes with numbers. And every time I send an email home to a parent, I then cross the number off. And that doesn't mean that the kid can't continually get emails home, or, you know, a nice thank you card, note card, or something like that. But it tells me, like, who have I not been focusing on? And it helps me to really focus on that child and to, you know, acknowledge them at some point in the year, if not multiple times. Okay, so that is how I use that. That's in the graph section. Okay, I also have here, you'll see I have it bookmarked here. It's a magnetic bookmark. I got it at Michael's. It comes right off. It was in a 2-pack, and I think it was the Recollections brand, and I think it was like $4. And I like this because there are certain pages I need to get to easily. And while she has the tabs, and they're great, I just find that this kind of holds some pages together that I want out of the way. And I can see it up at the top as well if I'm not looking from this side, which is nice. So we have some quotes here. I'm going to skip over August, and we're going to go to September. So this is my calendar, and this is only for school-related items. So we're going to look at this in 2 parts, okay? So the first part we're going to look at, I'm going to just flip this over, is this part here, okay? And so what I do is on Sunday, I kind of write the things that I need to do for the upcoming week that's related to school. Occasionally I'll throw something in there like clean and laundry, you know, just because I can do those while I'm working on stuff for school. And then I have here, it says first day. Well, this is actually my second first day because I teach 2 classes. I'm also the team lead, so I've got my team leader meetings marked in there. And then at the beginning of the year, Erin Condren doesn't give you stickers for PE or, specials or anything like that. So I just write it in, and I write in whenever I have that special at the beginning of the year, just so it kind of cements into my brain. Even though I have a schedule that I carry with me, sometimes it's just nice to remember, oh yeah, we have this on this day. And then, by October, it's usually cemented into my head, so I don't normally need to write those down. But you'll see that's kind of what I do there. And then on this side, it's not too much different. I still add the stickers. The only thing different that I do is on Saturday, I put some sort of motivational sticker. And this is either what I want to focus on for the upcoming week or what I wanted to focus on for the current week that I was in. So that's something kind of fun that I'm doing differently. And then on this page back here, I used to write like tons and tons of quotes, put on stickers and whatnot, but I thought, that's a lot of paper that I could use for something, if like something important comes up, I could jot it down here, or if a kid says something really profound, I could write it in. So this one's still to be kind of somewhat determined for me, but I think I'm going to go this route this year, which is different than I did last year. Okay, the next thing that I wanted to talk to you about is I have another bookmark, and it's here, but it's a little hard for me to see with the angle that I'm at. So what you'll see is that I have here washi tape, not on all of them, but on some of them. And that's because we teach by units of study. I work at an inquiry school. So we teach by units of study. So I know the first one is 4 weeks. I haven't done the other ones yet, simply because sometimes the unit has to go longer than we had anticipated. What's great about putting washi tapes, if you teach by unit or something like that, is when it's closed, you can easily get to the lesson plans. You can say, oh, blue gold is this unit, and pink floral is that unit, and however you want it to do. So I'm going to show you, I don't really do like, on Monday I'm teaching these items. I'm more of an outline, so I break up my Condren Planner into subjects. So let me show you rather than just talking about it. So this is my current week here, and let me see if I can move it just a little bit. So this is my current week, and so I break it up by subject. So I've got math, I have our first unit, I have something that we do called language exchange, reading, writing, and then my own to-do list of things I need to do that day or that week for my classroom to prepare it for the next, or things that just need to be done in that week. So what you're going to see here is I went ahead and wrote, it's week 2. I made a mistake there too. And then I've got the days here, right? And what you're going to see is off to the side. Let me move that a little bit better for you. There we go. Off to the side here is where I write that special. And I actually do this all year long. So this just reminds me, no matter where I'm looking, whether I look at the calendar or I look here, I have that reminder. But always, 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 I put here what the special is. I don't need the time because I know the time. So you can see it's kind of mapped out. Like I have art and PE on Friday. I have a friend, a coworker is going to come and teach a lesson to the kids on Thursday. I have, duty on Wednesday, and so on and so forth. And so what I do in my lesson plans is this. Okay, now you're just looking at my carpet. Okay, so here we go. So I'll write down, so my partner and I, we teach the math simultaneously. So we both made it through chapters or lessons 2 and 3. So I know that this week I still need to teach lessons 5, 6, 7, and 8. I also do, different other things, like if I have books that I'm going to read or something like that. So I'll write down the different math activities that I'm going to do in here. So I don't have too much written in there, but you get the picture. over here, I have everything that I want to do for our first unit that week. And then what I do is I'll just mark it off as I go. Now I keep my lesson plans in a separate area, like the actual lesson plans I type on the computer. I've got all the materials listed. It's outline format as well. I talk about like what needs to be done, and if ever I have a sub, I can just hand it to the sub and they can actually see the more detailed. I would never leave my Erin Condren for the actual sub to look at. Okay, and then on this side here, so you see this washi tape here, that's because we didn't have school that day. And so then here are the different things that I need to do for reading and so on with writing. And then my own to-do list, like, okay, copies for the following week. What do I need to make? All right, the homework copies as well. There's some things that I still want to put up around my classroom. I have to make my language exchange plans. I can't actually make those until Friday for the following week because I don't know until further in the future to be able to do that, if that makes any sort of sense. And then at the very, very bottom, I have kind of my own like top 3 that I need to do for my own life. So that reminds me, stay balanced. Okay, we're losing light fast, and you guys are being total troopers if you're here still with me. I also have a checklist. And in this checklist, I just wrote down my kids' names, which I don't really want to show you. And then, you know, basically this is where I mark down if they did their homework, or if a field trip form needed to come in, or I do brag tags, so I can mark down which brag tags they got. And so that is kind of how I use that. I know it's pencil and I know it's getting dark, but, you know, this says like, okay, contact email was sent in the student information sheet, and you can see, well, I mean, you can't see because it's dark, but you can take my word for it. So I've got these check marks here, and I can see who did and did not do what I asked, or who still needs to bring it in, so I can follow up with it, which is always great. This is where I keep my lesson plan. So I was telling you earlier about how I have everything listed. So this is how I do lesson plans, right? And it tells me exactly what I need to do, you can see. And if ever I had a sub, I would give them this to do so they would know exactly what to do in addition to the sub plan that I write. So I could say in the sub plan, like, okay, self-interview, and then give them this paper, and they would be like, ooh, okay, that's what we have to do for the self-interview, rather than writing out. So it works well for me, and the subs seem to kind of say it works well for them too. So that's kind of how I do that. And then, you know, just kind of stuff we talked about already. I keep my stickers there. I've got my schedule here. This is something I'm working on. I haven't gotten around to it, but basically that is how I do it. That is how I kind of run my Erin Condren Planner. And my favorite, honestly, one of my favorite parts is I love these tags. I love these tags. They're really cool. If I can, I got them so long ago, and I'm trying really hard to remember. I think I'm going to try to see if my sister can make some for me, but you know, we'll see where that goes. But anyway, I'm an outline person, and this is just how I do my weekly walkthroughs, and I know that I'm ready, and I know exactly, I've got my to-do list that tells me what I need to do. I've got this that reminds me, I have it open on my desk so that if like the kids go to recess and I'm like, oh, I forgot to do this, then I know by the end of the week, everything should be checked off in theory, which it usually isn't. But anyway, okay. Thank you for sticking with me. I really, really apologize that it got so dark in here. But hey, at least the video is not bouncy, so that's pretty cool. If you liked what you saw, don't forget to share it with others, or subscribe, or leave me comments. I would love to just kind of grow this community. So thank you to everyone who already is subscribed, and have a great day. Bye.